Hey folks, I thought I would record a video and show off basically the state at which I'm leaving my Armageddon Brand Scion. Sometimes in Path of Exile, you get to a point where you decide a character is no longer worth trying to fix. Um, this character was entirely a just thrown together thing as I was trying to level a Scion, and I never really intended to actually get to maps with it, but that's something that I've done. So I thought I would run a map real quick and show where the state of the build is and kind of talk through it. It is the end of Trade League, so it is very hard to find things. So I have fixed my resists as best I can without access to trades. So I have 80% fire res, which is overcapped, 75 cold, 75 lightning, and I've only got chaos up to 40%. And in theory, I am running an amethyst flask to try and get me the rest of the way to cap or closer to it, so it's an auto consume on maximum charges. So hopefully it's gonna keep me in pretty good shape. Basically I'm using Armageddon Brand as well as Flamewall with Cascade on it. For defensive layers, I have Determination Aura, Vitality Aura, Anger, Defensive Banner, Petrified Blood so that I can do low life support, and I'm just running Clarity because I had life reservation, though technically I have shifted all of my abilities to life tap and it's not really doing anything. But anyway, so I've got a like I can easily do white maps, I can do yellow maps. They're a little bit of a challenge. In order for me to do red maps, I would probably need to improve my gear significantly. I'm not close to block capped. I have decent enough armor and decent enough regen, especially considering I'm low life. So I'm regenerating a little over half of my life every second. So anyway, let's get into the map and I will kind of talk through things as I go. I'm just running a white Etoile. Okay, everything's on. Yeah, so I mean, it does a pretty good job of killing things. And just occasionally throwing out Flame Wall just to kind of help. So I wouldn't call it a bad build, but it's also not a great build, and we'll play a fun game here in a few minutes once we're done with this map called Let's Hop on a Character That's Way More Optimized, and I'll show you the difference. Like, if this were a league starter, I could probably get all the way through maps on it, just by sheer stubbornness. But I don't know that I would want to. Nice, a couple 6 links. That's pretty decent. I'm not picking up a lot as I go, but occasionally there are things that I can't not pick up because that is entirely too good. I don't have maxed out gems. I don't have perfect links or anything like that. So, but it's enough to like show you kind of the flow of how this character goes. It's not fast by any means. And honestly, like, this character is not great. Essentially it is, I went Inquisitor and I went Chieftain for the fire bonuses. I'm running low life support with pain attunement so that I can get a bonus that way. I was running the node that lets you gain benefit from minion nodes just because it was some early fast damage boosts, but I took away from that because like it was, I don't remember, it was like 9 nodes that I had tied up. So I was able to pick up Pain Attunement and then pick up some more survivability, because survivability is always good. I don't really have a great defensive lair here because like really it's regen and petrified blood. Those are my defensive lairs. Have I already killed the boss? I clearly don't know the atoll layout. No, there's a northern region that I've not been to. Okay. Like I said, this is fine. You know, it's. But the problem that I run into is like, I've built lots of these characters, and they're all fine, and I could probably make them really good if I took the time and effort to put into them. But like, I have a character that I would rather just zoom on. Mostly, a lot of these characters that I built this league were just to prove it to myself that I could do it. That I have enough mastery over Path of Exile to mostly make any character work, and like I think I'm there. Okay, so this is nice. So we have two totems. Yeah, so whatever they're hitting me with is quite nasty. Okay, there's 1 down, there's 2 down. Okay, so yeah, like that was fine. That was a perfectly acceptable level. And like I said, I could invest more points to get. So like, if I were gonna fix this, I would obviously fix my chaos resistance. I would get to block cap for, or as close as I can, for spell and attack damage. So that would help significantly. Armor's in a good enough state. Life regen is pretty much in a good enough state. I mean, I would obviously like to have more life if I could. So that would be probably something that I would go after too, is just more life and then block. Because, you know, between armor and my resistance is capped and petrified blood and block and regen, that should be plenty of layers of defense for me to get to the point of feeling good. And then it would just be trying to, you know, swap out items to where like I've got kind of a scuffed scepter on right now that's not the best in the world, so I'd replace that with like, you know, plus to fire gems. So I could maybe have a two gym level scepter, and that would be better. I'm using an old RF hat, which really isn't that good, but it was something I had laying around. This chest was something I had laying around. These gloves and these boots, the shield. This is an attempt to get some more block, but like I don't know if it's worth it. These rings were ones I had laying around. Immortal Flesh I pulled. So this is all just like vault junk that I have equipped and done some minimal crafting on to make it feel good enough. So like I feel like this character got to the point of being successful, and I could do red maps if I really wanted to, if I was willing to suffer through it. So what we're gonna do is we're going to quickly pop over to my Righteous Fire Juggernaut, and I'm mostly using this as a case of you know, counterpoint for that map was fine, but also this is what I'm used to. So I'm just gonna throw a plasma map in there with not the best stats on it. So and we'll zip through it really quick and we'll just probably boss rush it. Okay. Don't know that I necessarily know the layout of this zone terribly well.
Do not leave me unsatisfied. Take this vitality boon.
And it is hexproof, so it took forever for it to build up resistances. But there we go. We're through. And yeah, like I said, I didn't clean up everything, but that was me rushing to a boss. And like this is a much more developed character. So like I'm miles away from this type of gameplay on the Scion, but I do have at least a vague amount of confidence that like had I took the time to finish building it out and had I access to the trade league, which right now at the end of the league it is hard to get anything, I could probably make the Scion feel like this. I mean, I've made my Toxic Rain Pathfinder and my Explosive Arrow champion feel pretty good. And maybe not like quite as raffle stompy as this character, but definitely, I've at least built them out. But like I kind of wanted to record this video because sometimes in Path of Exile, it is important to accept the fact that like maybe it's time to give up on a character, because if it is taking too much effort to really get to the point where you want to go, then maybe it's just time to reroll. And I've reached that point on my Scion. I proved to myself that I could at least get it to maps, but after that, I think I'm done with it. So anyway, that is all I wanted to talk about. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye.